Afternoon. Well, I was just in the shower manscaping. My god, is that tedious, but it feels so good when you're done. No? Can you agree? But I was in there thinking about a subject I've thought of since I was a kid, and I wanted to see if any of you out there also have thought about it, or if it was like a fleeting moment thought that you never really dove into. Let's get into it, okay? Alright, well, I was soaping down, I was thinking to myself, with all the crisis that the world is in, how come as a child I was capable of realizing, like, with big issues, such as gas prices going up, which is due to the price of oil, which is due to war and invading countries and stuff like that, like trade commissions and stuff like that, but also with laws that don't make sense, like the truancy law with schools where parents can be arrested if they don't send their child to school by a certain age, stuff like that, those kind of things I'm talking about. I always thought as a kid the way to affect change with things like that would be to get the community you're surrounded by and then hopefully branch out beyond that, to get everybody to stop investing into that thing. So, like with gas, when gas prices go way up, I was always like, it would literally take one day, a 24-hour cycle, for everybody in this country to not buy gasoline, and then overnight gasoline will drop in price. It's like change can be affected that quickly, and we act like we can't do much, but us as individuals have all the power to decide, hey, I'm going to pull myself out of this system, and I'm not going to play into it, and I'm going to see where it goes. Once you do that with yourself, and you realize you don't need to be a cog in the system, you can survive without, that means you became comfortable with. It's interesting because then other people start seeing that about you or will inquire it about you, and then you can get the word going. And I thought it'd be so cool when I was a kid if everybody would stop buying gas, because I saw that my mom was having trouble affording gas, because we all know, like, whoever grew up with single parents or in households with low income, I mean, seeing your parents struggle making bills, rent, and then providing food, but then getting those other necessities like gas done and paying bills and stuff, you saw how crippling that could be. So to me, I was like, God, it would be so cool if just everybody in this country decided, you know what, for a week, I'm not going to drive my car, I'm not going to buy gasoline, and then see what happens with oil prices. I guarantee we control that. And it's so interesting, we never take advantage of that. And it seems daunting and tedious to try to get other people on your side to understand you, because everybody's like, well, I have to get to work, or I have to pick up my kids, and blah, 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 life continues. But that's the part I'm talking about. We need to figure out a way to make life work around these things that are actually more hurdles than helping. You know what I mean? Like, gasoline isn't helping anybody here on earth except the people who make money off of it. So it's interesting, like, if we all decided to pull out, maybe then on the larger scale, besides gas prices dropping, we would start to see big government invest into sustainable energies, or start to share some of that information they're so privy to about free energy for everyone, because Nikola Tesla found it. It's accessible by everybody on this planet. Everybody could be utilizing free energy. However, your global elite are keeping you from it. Isn't that interesting? Like, that's the stuff I'm talking about. And with that truancy law, these are just a couple that irk me. I'm like, well, okay, if I was a parent and I was being threatened that if I didn't send my kids to public schooling or go through the process of doing the homeschooling with them, you can be arrested. And then I knew homeschooled kids growing up, and not only were they teased like you would expect, but the parents are harassed by government officials, or people come in and they're trying to make homeschooled children have to test out more. So it's interesting. Like, you can't raise your own kids in today's America, and I'm sure it's global, and I think that's so weird for a parent to not be able to decide, well, you know what, I don't see the value in kindergarten or first grade. I want my kids at home with me. Maybe you have a stay-at-home parent or an older sibling. I don't know, there's just so many situations where I think the public school system, especially in this country, is horrific, and I would not send my child into it. So homeschooling would be an option, but I'd also want to look past what people deem homeschooling to be. I'd want to, like, have my kid well traveled, and I'd want to go on adventures, and I'd want him or her to meet owners of small businesses and talk to educators and people in religious sects. I'd want my kid to be well versed in culture and diversity and life. I mean, we know that school doesn't teach this. They teach a really strict curriculum hand-picked by, whoever is in charge of making sure we all stay stupid, seeing as though all the textbooks come out of Texas and nobody questions that. Anyway, those were just a couple of the thoughts I had today. I wanted to bring them up. Do you ever challenge ideas and societal norms in your head and then you're just like, it's just a fleeting thought, like whatever? I mean, I've had so many of these as a kid that I'm just like, I just sit on them. And I'm just like, I wonder how many other people sit and think like I am, because it's a fascinating idea to change the world in just like such a simple method. I'm watching a lot of documentaries on Bruce Lee right now, and his whole be water thing is tripping my balls off right now. I have so many cool, interesting videos, but they get so in depth. It takes me a really long time to get them done. But trust, some of these topics, they're way out there and they're so interesting, and I love talking about them. Continue to have the discussion with me, and make any comment you want below. Good, bad, indifferent. You are not censored here on this page. Anyway, continue to have a good week. I hope it is beautiful wherever you are. It's gorgeous and sunny here finally. August has been kind of cold. I don't know. What is up, West Coast? I'm finally glad to see it hit 80s, and I'm going to go out and enjoy this. All right, take care of yourself today, and I will check you later. Peace.